20 Thlapis, 15 Cretonians. I've got like 40 Cretonians that should be out here that are fully trained. Children are starving again. Bloody children, stop starving, I tell you. Kind of expected it this time, though. I've never used non-mercenaries, so I can only wish I knew. Fallout. I'm not going to war with one of my neighbours. That is reasonable advice, though. It's smart to make unfair trades in your favour before going to war. In other words, take advantage of a positive relationship. That will only be the case, though, if you're fighting someone that you've got a relationship with. In my case, I'm going to be going cross-country in order to fight a free state down here. And I can't trade with them yet. So, it's impossible for me to make a trade, even if they had positive relationship, which they don't. I really wish I understood why the army isn't actually getting all of the troops in there. Is it possible that just some of them are presently indisposed? Are they training? Oh, it could be that they need to finish training first. Zippy, yes, I plan to take it over. There's no point in me going there if that wasn't my goal. To be fair, I wasn't aware until recently that you could do that. That you could just go and attack anyone on the map. That it didn't need to be a neighboring kingdom. That was brand new to me. Right, hopefully it's just a case that people were training and that they're going to go and join up the army now. That might have been it, that they were currently training and so they didn't join the army. Nope, and nope. And it's also definitely not the case that they are fully trained. Yeah, I'm thinking of redeploying, yeah. They've all gone back in there now. Okay. Well, there's another thing I could try. I will summon them back. Recall and recall. First get them back down here. Yeah, the army has now relinquished all of its goods. What I can do instead is... Some of the soldiers are not fully trained to specification yet, and will continue to train. Ah. Right. They want to be fully trained first. Well, that's remarkably awkward. Also, it doesn't make any sense because the fully trained here of 15 and fully trained is 1 on this side. Perhaps it's the fully trained of this that is the kicker. War Googling suggests that the minimum skill listed on the military screen is for home defense. To have them actually deployed, they need to get to the target training amount you set. However, that info is a couple of years old. It still doesn't look like it's quite what it should be. I guess I could just tell them, hey, you don't need to train at all for now. I'm turning off your training completely. And what training you've got is all that I need. It still says some of my folks are not fully trained. Let's see how many of them leave. There's a lot more leaving now. Okay. Let's pause that there. Let's have a look at the army. We've now got 49 and 50. Okay, that's not too bad then. Now. Have we got all of the equipment that they're meant to have? It feels like we probably don't. I'm hopeful that all of the equipment that I sent out the first time got sent back. Maybe it did not. Oh, they're still sending it out, it seems. Yeah, it's still coming back. That's a little bit annoying, but okay. Our Aurochs have been afflicted by a disease. A countermeasure, our herders have culled the sick. 44% of all of our Aurochs just got nixed. That is rather devastating news, actually. Go. Got all of this, that's good. We're building up. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to let them sit for a little bit. Okay, I much better understand this the setup now than I did before. Aavak, you don't have enough resources to send them out. Based on what, Toxic Cell? What are you basing that assumption on? Bear in mind, I'm going to mock you if you're wrong. Because you sat there like a parrot, just squawking notifications at me about stuff that I've literally been talking about for the last 30 minutes on stream. And so, I do not feel in the slightest bit resigned to accept this. I'm instead going to mock you for not paying attention. Yeah, Zippy, I will need administrators to make Conquest worthwhile. It's more that I've been promising chat that I'm going to go and start taking towns for a while. And also, that is the only free land that is still around, so I kind of want to grab it before it goes. But in regards to the administrators, yes, we very much need administrators. And that's kind of part of the reason why I enslaved the humans, is because I'm going to need people to do that job really soon. You're going to be quiet now. I don't believe that for a second, but I really do hope you will be. Hey, Wizalot, how you doing, mate? Alright, we've more or less got everything I need. Got all of the bows I need. We've got all of the warhammers I need. I don't think I have all of the plate armor that I can have. That's just something I've set up a while ago. Alright, time for us to go. It's going to be a while. It's going to take quite a trek. Does this give me an idea of how far I need to go? I don't think it does, sadly. Alright. Let's see how it goes. Now, we are making this trek largely based on the fact that we gathered a bunch of rations and clothing and booze from the raiders who raided me. We counter-raided. It's gloriousness. But yeah, we didn't have any extra armor to use here, sadly. It's going to take them a while to get down there. But while they're on their way, I suppose I could use this opportunity to set up my... Well, we're gonna need to get paper to be able to set up the administrators. Also, who dat? Hey, Blind RL, how you doing, mate? Hello, Raiders! Welcome! Dapplings were just a little bit sleepy there. They didn't have the robes prepared. But I'm starting to see them coming through now. Well done. You get raided, so some poor saps living free get raided by you? Madness. I mean, it does seem to be the gift that keeps on giving, doesn't it? But hello, Blind. How are you doing, mate? It's been a while. Chat, if you're not already familiar, please do make yourself familiar with Blind RL with that lovely button at the top of chat right now. You can click on that and drop them a follow. I feel sleepy myself today. I mean, is that necessarily a bad thing? I mean, I guess it might be if you haven't done everything you wanted to do, but I mean, I'm going to assume that that isn't the case and that you are due a well-deserved nap. I am deeply enjoying the latest update to Songs of Syx. I mean, I enjoy Songs of Syx full stop, honestly. But this is very, very enjoyable at the moment. And chat is chomping at the bit, because it's time for us to go to war. I promised them a little bit of a fight, and a little bit of a fight I should give them. Do we want to set up an import for... I mean, I could set up an import for paper, I suppose. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. Import. Bring up to about 20%, not 25. I'm gonna have to buy it for 243. That's an extortionate amount. No, there's no way I can afford that. I think what we're going to have to do instead is focus our efforts on getting a larger laboratory up and another laboratory up and running, and then researching paper making. I think that has to be the way to do it. Dinner and to bed soon, I understand, mate. Yeah, I heard in chat earlier, like, I haven't seen this news myself, but chat was saying that it's apparently it's due for 1.0 this year. No, paper is not a particularly expensive tech, but I just flat out don't have much. It's... Well, actually, it's 900, so it's expensive enough. It is expensive enough. We are going to need it, so I'm going to go ahead and copy the area. Whomp. In fact, we're going to copy all of that and shimmy it all up. Dunk. And that should give me a nice new area to work with. I'm probably not going to have as many people working in there as I could, because that would be crazy sauce, but I'm going to just let the army continue moving on while they work on this. Now, if we gander over here, so far so good, no one is bothering us. And as we move down here, we can see more and more of the world map. And this is the thing, this is something that I really want to point out. Like, trade routes move around on the map. This is a caravan that is performing a trade. I can see what's in it. what the nature of the caravan is. That a ship sailed down this river to get to this lake, to get to the dock for Paphilia. I love how active the world is in this game. I really do. There's a standing army here that is neutral to me. A little bit concerned. Right. We're almost there to Kainas. Sadly, Kainas is still technically landlocked because the river goes nowhere and it isn't built on the port here. So I'm not really going to gain much of an opportunity to trade with anyone for having this, but it will open up the opportunity for me to trade somewhere. I just need to kind of lock this place down. Yep, the walls are real. If you've built the walls are represented on here. That wouldn't these walls on the map wouldn't be there if they hadn't built walls as part of the city. Okay, there we go. The gods smile upon your name. Victory is ours and our foe has been beaten. Oh god. The neutral army joined in as well. So we rocked up with our 99 people to fight against their, I don't know how many, and just a casual 2,685 people decided to just join in for shiggles. They're a little bit bored, so they figured they'd have a bit of a laugh. Now we've got a couple of options at this point. I can show mercy. There's not much left, and occupy it. I can sack it. I'd get some more stuff out of it that way. Yeah, they had like 26 people in the entire place. Or I can raise the place to the ground. There would be one survivor who I would capture. And I would get whatever stuff came from here. I see zero reason to be mean at this point. I could just occupy it. I could abandon it as well. I could just leave it to itself. That's something to do if you don't really have the administrative capacity to control a land. And there's no benefit to it. For us, this would open up a trading partner for us. So we actually do want to claim it. But you could just raise a place and abandon it. Just basically using it to fuel your army and to gather prisoners of war. You can also install a puppet regime. So if a faction is being a bit of a thorn in your side, being a bit ornery, you can go and evade them and then install a puppet who will be generally much more amiable towards you. But the only reason we're going to be taking this is to occupy it, and specifically we want to occupy it for the sake of having a new trade route open to us. So if we pause it now, we don't have any admin points, so I can't actually manage this place because a lot of things require admin points. It's currently got 27 people living there. It's 100% healthy, and it's providing me with a little bit of tax. I'm getting 2 coins, 2 dapper ducats a day. How marvelous. No minerals are being provided. There's no devastation because we were quite gentle in how we conquered the city. We showed up, we defeated any defenders, we kind of shouted down any militia who were having a think about being a hero today, and more or less it was a peaceful transition of power. So this is the fertility of the area. This is the land. This is the size of the region. It's a very small region, so it's only 53. A much larger region, for example, over here, this area would probably be over 100, maybe 120, something like that, because it covers a massive landmass. This is the general health of the populace. That will be dictated by the number of people living there. This is the climate. This is how close it is to the capital, and that'll affect some things like the taxes. This is how much support we have. They don't support us. Support towards your majesty. Low support increases the chance of a rebellion. When a region is controlled, support will increase with time. For other regions, emissaries can be sent to increase their support of you. The distance. We've got the amount of people I can conscript as their duty to me, their liege lord. There's only one. There's no garrison to speak of. This is the spread of religion in this region. Now, a lot of people were talking about how it's going to be really hard for me to switch to Schmalerism, worshipping the spider god. From what I understand, we might not need to do that ourselves in our capital city. We only need 80% Schmalerism to be considered a good place to live for the remaining Argonosh havens. I could, instead, promote Schmalerism in... It sounds so weird to say. Schmalerism in all regions that I conquer. And that would gradually pull up my kind of empire-wide Schmalerism following. Yeah, we make other people pray to the spider god. Indeed. Currently, we have a population of 27. The target is 26, so it's actually going to go down. The Dondorians aren't super happy with this, but they're kind of also very happy. And the reason for that is, if you have a look in here, my army. They're like, there's some nice religious stuff, and yeah, we're not that close though, so it doesn't matter as much. And also, there's some religious differences. We really can't understate how important it is to us that your army is here. We're very loyal. Okay, look, happy faces. The moment my army leaves, that goes away. So my army kind of needs to stay here for a little bit. Population humans, like no one is growing right now. That's just not happening. And I can't build any buildings because every single building that I would like to build requires admin. So, as it stands, just a quick look. This is what this place was capable of producing. It's actually got a production bonus for herb farms and opiate farms, and is neutral on fruits, cottons, orchards, vegetables, aurochs, globdian, and fish. It's got a bit of a reduction, but not too big of a one, on the production of coal. So, not the best place to produce the coal, certainly, but it is something that we could produce here if I had the build points to set it up. Setting up herbs and opiates would be useful for me, having those as a source, because then I wouldn't need to build farms for it myself, which would be useful, because opiates are used in hospitals and also they're a good trade resource, and herbs are used for making rations, which are going to be useful for me as well. Now, it's going to take a little while for my army to build up the support that I need here, which is a pain. However, what I can do right now is I can recall my the rose thorns, and I can just have Ethan's immorals over there to protect. So I'm going to recall rose thorns straight away. We're going to leave Ethan's immorals because that's going to reduce the amount of rations, drink, and clothing that they're going to need. Move the army in if you would be so kind. You go ahead and just set up there. As long as they're within the region, that's all you need to do. But there you go. We now have our very first region under our control. Now there is a new thing that will have happened. If we scroll down here, you notice how most places are dark? Can we click on this? We can. So, one of them isn't going to be anymore. Anyone that you've got a trade agreement with is at the top automatically. But Paphilia, who is the neighbor of our new region, and is quite a large concern if you look at the mini-map, the overlay, and Egalreo is not much of one. But if we click on Paphilia, I would like to trade. You want 3,600 3,610 roughly worth of resources to make this deal. That's fine. I can make that happen for you. Let's get... I will send you some exotic beasts. No, I will send you... sure. I'll give you a little bit of extras. This will give us a trade deal. Bish, bash, bosh. We now have 2 trade partners. The reason why this is so desperately important is up to now, I had to trade with a single person for anything. And trade in this game is a huge deal. Anything I wanted to buy, it was whatever that one person said it cost. For example, coal. I had to pay their price. But now, I've got other options. And as you can see, one is a lot cheaper. Likewise, let's have a look at paper. Paper isn't even any better. It's actually worse. So that's not going to help us. But this is going to be a big thing for us now. We will be able to buy significantly... Oh, look at the fish. Like, if we needed to buy fish, we don't. But if that was a thing we needed, we could buy it for a lot cheaper. Wood? No, it's a little bit worse, actually. Cotton is a little bit better. Clay? Clay is a bit better. So is vegetables. Fruit is much the same. Not everything is an improvement, but having that little bit extra is huge. But it is time for tea, as chat is very busily reminding me. So it is going to be our opportunity to step away for a little bit. You know what? Before I do, though, I'm going to upgrade this storage place for our granary so we can store even more days of food worth in there. Right. Now, this is going to take a bit to fix up because I need a lot of metal in order to make that work. But I'm pretty happy with what we've just done. Before I go away, I'm going to set up a couple of extra tools to be used in various places. I could set up the carpenter to do that, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure that there's a value to that. No, I'm going to put the tools in the weavers, I think. That'll use up quite a chunk of that. And also the bakery. Sure. Let's get our refineries all on the go. Alright, chat. I'm going to, of course, let the game run a little bit. I will drop a save here, though, because while I'm away and I've got an army on the map, a lot of things can happen as a consequence of that. So I'm definitely going to drop a save here so that we can revert if something very bad happens while I'm away that I would otherwise have reacted to and been able to deal with. But if just a small thing goes wrong, then, well, that's just the cost for letting you have something interesting to watch while I'm away. Hopefully, our peeps are not going to flood this place too much. You know what, though? We've got so many immigrants right now. What happened? Why do so many people want to move in? I will take all the Tilapis and I will take all the humans. I'll even take the Dondorians. I don't think I need... Well, maybe I should take the... You know what, sure, fine. The immediate... Yeah, everyone is welcome. Come on, big old new immigrant party. Woohoo! And on that note, tea time. I shall be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Alright then, let's see how things are going. We've only got 13 prisoners left in here right now. We've got an Argonosh slaver. Wow. A slave Argonosh enslaving people. I don't know how to feel about that. As for our food, everything looks to be okay down here. We've got another 23 days before the trees are ready. One person is injured. It's a shame that it will probably bleed out. It was noted that the loyalty has taken a bit of a dip, and it will. It definitely will. And that's as a consequence of taking on a bunch of immigrants. So, that will be a bit of a problem for a little bit. But you can already see that it's starting to increase again, so we shouldn't struggle too much. Right, we've got 106 odd jobbers, though. My lord, that's an awful lot of people. We want to make use of this enormous amount of odd jobbers to get a bunch of other things done, if we can. That would be grand. Let's make as much iron as we can, as quickly as we can. Make as many tools as we're able to. And I think... yeah, I'll push the masons up as well. And a little bit more there. I'm not going to push it further than this because we're about to dump a lot of people into research. I'm going to have to tack those numbers back down again shortly, but for now, this will be okay. Alright, if we have a look in here, part of the reason why people's moods are improving is that there are other slaves. It is what it is. Humans are doing okay at the moment. There's a decent amount of human slaves, and they're not too happy about that, but that's just something they're going to have to learn to live with, I'm afraid. Hey, Russ Pixie! You've managed to hit the 20 stream streak. We've had a couple of people in the stream today with a 20 streak. Very impressive. Right, how are things down here? I think I'm actually going to upgrade this one as well, so we've got even more room for my granaries. That should allow us to stockpile significantly more food. Got a lot of pottery as well, which is good. Very good, very good, very good, in fact. As for my livestock, I'm actually going to set this up to export livestock if we've got more than 100 items. I see no reason to stockpile more than that. We're almost never going to have a pasture that needs 100 livestock added to it, and if we do, we'll be fine. We can just wait a little bit. Like with furniture, really, if we've got more than 100 items of furniture, sell them. I don't need to be stockpiling that aggressively. As for stone and pottery, though, yeah, same. I just don't want it to be wasted, because it will get wasted otherwise. Like, if we, the more we are stockpiling, the more gets lost to wastage, because it's percentage based. So let's keep smaller numbers, make more money more fast. Right, that's going to take an awful lot of metal, which is a bit of a pain, but oh well. Right, let's speed things along. How many aurochs did we cull? We culled 44% of all of our aurochs. But because we always maintain a very healthy amount of animals, we were able to just restore the pasture pretty much instantly. It was not a concern. Now, I think setting up... I could set up some homes in the middle here. Maybe a little service or two. I'm not sure. Most of the homes seem to have been occupied at this point, so... we have got some people without a place to stay. And that's my Crotonian slaves specifically. Let's set up some small homes. Now, the longhouses, not the best choice. Not for that position anyway, but... could have two regular houses. No, I guess I'll pop down two long houses. That's fine. Though I should... Let's choose smart remove. Don't do that. I would like those houses to be made of wood, because the Crotonians prefer that. There's no particular guarantee that it'll be Kryptonians though, but still, I want to try and give them the best housing that they would enjoy having. I could bring this down a little bit and add. You know what? Sure, we'll add a couple of apartments there as well. So smart remove once again. Sorry about that. This time, let's do this properly. So house. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually, it's a bit of a. No, I wouldn't be able to set it up correctly. Oh, that's a shame. But on this side, then I can do more or less that. I can have 1 or 2 more houses set up here. So 1 there, 1 here, and then a little house just kind of tucked in on either side. Right, that's going to give us a decent amount of living space over here. Now, since this is no longer... Do I want this to be a culvert? I don't think I need it to be. Since I'm not putting a farm through here, I can have this just be a regular canal. So let's remove those. I'll just pop that down as a canal. Then I can have a road crossing across there. For example, we'll pop a road right around here. There as well. And cross across here. We'll have a little bit of something there to allow people to have some services. I think this is still going to be close enough that they'll come over here to take care of their direct needs, though. So I'm not too concerned about that. This will also be useful for the pump operators. This is going to take a while to get the metal together for it. So long, in fact, that I think I'm just going to buy it. So let's import from the best of my 2 trade partners. We can now actually specify that and make use of it properly. I'm going to import 100 iron. That seems like a lot, but I've got enough resources to make an awful lot of money. So I'm not too concerned about it. We've got a lot of furniture, for example. Let's pull that back. I'll allow them to have 1,000 worth of profit, because that'll increase their opinion of me a little bit more, which reduces future taxes. Let's go ahead and pop that through. That will hopefully mostly be used to set up the laboratory. Let's go and check in on Kinners. Ooh, you know what though? We could definitely name our new region. So if you've been holding on to your dapper ducats, now's the time. If you would like Kinners to be renamed in your honor, then just let me know down below. I've got support of 18% over here right now, which is nice. Our army is just still chilling out. Plenty of supplies, so we're not having to worry about that at all. No problem at all there. Right. They're going to continue to build up their support for us. Once it's at a certain point, I can afford to take the army out. I just can't do it whilst the support is really low. The main thing to check is these. As long as we've got full clothes more or less full rations, more or less full... What? Insufficient workers? What do you mean insufficient workers? No. One. Only one in each, please. There we go. As long as we have these 3 sufficient, then my army is fine. I mean, it won't do well if there's a fight, perhaps, but those are the ones that will cause the army to literally just desert. Reset the training for my archers. Very good call. Thank you so much. Let's bring that up to 30%, and this all the... The great state of Paphilia. Slave despot. I am Macrocris the second, supreme ruler of Paphilia, and I bid you welcome to the neighborhood. As a token of our good faith, I present you with a small gift. Surely it will come to good use as you grow. Perhaps you can build a well for your people to wash. Just a suggestion. How dare you, first and foremost. Secondly, no. And the reason for no. The reason why we say no here is, even though it's a gift, if you accept it, their opinion of you will go down. If you decline it, you might think, oh, refusing a gift is super uncool. However, refusing a gift here prevents you taking a standing loss. Because, just read the text. It's a very backhanded gift. It's like, here, monkey, dance for me. I shall give you coins. If you say no, then they respect you a little bit more. So I'm going to say no. I don't need that gift. Thank you very much. This is the ruler of the new lands that we've opened up a trade agreement with. Right, I want this to be up 30 and you to be up at 50. Let's go. Yeah, that's immediately pulled away a lot of my workforce, which kind of sucks, but oh well. This is good when we had them. Right, immediately my workforce is going to just be plowing into that. So I need to drop my workforce over here quite a lot to try and combat this to some degree. Same here, all the way down to 15. Let's leave them there. I know I'm constantly back and forthing with the amount of workers that I've got available to me, but this is what it's going to be like for a little while until our nurseries really start to ramp up. This is our life, unfortunately. But we have got. I can probably pull this down to about 30, I think. Well, no, you know what? Sure. We're going to go all in on the laboratory. Let's get everyone in there working. This is going to give us a massive knowledge boost, which we can use to improve the efficiency of quite a few of our things. Ibo says, that's kind of like in Mount and Blade, where some lords will actually lower reputation with you if you set them free after capturing them. Yeah, exactly. Can we attack that rude man next? We could. Will we? No, we absolutely will not. This is the rude man, as you so eloquently put it. This rude man controls all of this. You know that army that joined in for Shiggles while we were claiming this place with our 100 soldiers? And they just had a spare 2,300 to throw at the fight because they were bored? Yeah, that's this person. So no, we're not going to war with them. Why not double your nurseries? Honestly, because my people have not given me any reason to believe that they would be able to focus enough to feed them. The amount of times those children end up on the verge of starvation, it's horrible. No. I'm not going to subject them to any more of that. Yeah, look at the crowd. They're not by the central stage, by the way. It's very cute that you thought that was. No, that crowd We're throwing all of these rotten vegetables at these 4 poor saps in the stalks. There, see? More throwing. So many vegetables. No, they weren't here to watch the show. I mean, some of them are, but most of them were here to watch and participate in the jeering and the throwing of turnips. Fun for the whole family. I mean, maybe. Right. But with all of these extra homes down here, I'm actually very happy. Let's go ahead and set up some more roads. Let's have 2 wide roads. And take this up. Why does that not allow me to build a road? Canal. Must not be placed on room. Oh, why did that work then? Why do some of these work and others not? I'm so confused. Shockingly confused. Oh yeah, it gets auto-placed. Oh, that's almost... Oh, that'll be why I thought I couldn't do it before. Oh, that's kind of silly. Oh well. I will definitely bring on more humans. Right, so we want a new farm. We either want a cotton farm for more clothes, or we want a herb farm so that we can start producing more, or rather producing at all, vegetables. And I'm thinking the herb farm is the go-to. So let's get this all set up. And I know there's somewhere that could send me herbs, but I'm okay for this one to be something that I do myself as well. Because if you do rely exclusively on your vassals to send you stuff, then if for some reason that vassal rebels, then suddenly your entire economy can grind to a halt, which is not a fun time. We want to take this up to 10 farmers. Always 10 farmers. Got very... Oh, we've just gone a little bit over. Got very good fertility right now. Put this up here. Yep, 10 exactly. Perfect. 84% fertility, but we will just run a canal all the way along here. That's going to bring us 192, or rather, it's going to take 192 herbs to get this up and running, but it'll produce 9.25 per day. Not the most, certainly. I could expand it out. Well, you know what? Maybe we could. No, I can't expand it out that far, unfortunately. So I could make it larger if I built upwards. And there's a part of me that's tempted to, but no, I think this is good enough. Let's lock that in. And now I would very much like the canal to run all the way along. This is going to hopefully provide an enormous boost to the fertility of this area. We're going to run a path up there. Okay. Yeah, I like how not everything follows that 0.01 worker per tile thing. Different industries have different kind of balances, but most things have that kind of balance. Wow. Bretonians just, they're built different. Just, you know, skinny dipping in the pond as it is freezing over. I mean, I like walking barefoot in the snow as much as the next person, but that's just impressive.